What is this? Oh, hell. So I just woke up. My hair probably looks a mess. My lips are probably chapped. And I have the worst headache ever. If you thought I was real before, you're in for a treat today. What's going on, guys? I'm back again with another video, and of course, because it is Tuesday, the day after Monday, the day after Dancing with the Stars comes on, I am going to be looking at Normani and Val on Dancing with the Stars. So last night they did the contemporary. They danced to the song Freedom by Anthony Hamilton. And I know that it's going to be a little bit emotional because Normani is going to be talking about what she dealt with last year with all of the cyberbullying. And I mean, people like to call it cyberbullying, but in my opinion, it ventured more into hate crime territory. The bullying was racial by nature, so in my opinion, it was more of like hate crime. Just in my opinion, because they, you know, all of the pictures that were posted and the racial slurs that were spit at Normani for something so stupid, but that's neither here nor there. I'm happy that she was able to make it through. Let's get into it. Entre, do it or no?
I'm proud of you, by the way.
Thank you.
The hardest week, but resulted in the best score of the season. This week, we're performing a contemporary piece to a song I feel relates to Normani best due to past experiences that she went through. You want to reach out still, and I'm kind of there to help you.
Okay. The piece is so symbolic of times that I felt helpless and desperate. I got bullied, like, terribly on social media. I did an interview. It was taken out of context completely, and there were images. People were calling me, like, the N-word. Like, it was really ugly.
This is what we go through, people who think that racism is over.
I hate you, how talentless you are. And they actually made images of me being whipped, beaten, hung.
The idea in the beginning is to resemble that crowd that is suffocating, if you will.
I shouldn't want to change the color of my skin or the texture of my hair or the fact that I am a woman. I felt really alone, and just like everybody hated me.
Okay, no, I want something completely different.
Okay, we all want to be loved. We all want to feel accepted. But when that doesn't happen, then it just breaks you. I think that in the process, I just became a super guarded person.
This is a piece about breaking free and finding your strength.
Val's really helped me become more.
It would be great if she danced to Beyonce's Freedom.
At the end of the day, I have to be me, and I want to be able to look in the mirror and say I'm proud of that person, and I love who you are.
Love who you are, girl, because you are beautiful and talented. The good thing about contemporary is that you can kind of go a little free with it. Yes. Yes. It's almost interpretive contemporary, and it's like very... Wow. I like that. Yes.
Everything I... 'Cause I know that you love me. 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 'Cause I know that
Just yes.
And the always amazing Rachel live.
Yes, Rachel. Hey, there you go. What's up? Oh, no. That was heavy.
I can't even sit down. I can't sit down. My butt won't allow it. You want to know why? Because I'm completely mesmerized. I'm completely right here with you. I literally have no words. When you can tell a story like that, that is so profound, that's going to touch so many people, you're doing more than just dance.
Yeah.
You're creating art and you're creating history and all of those things. So it was so beautiful. But also, now to talk about your dancing. The fact that you could be in the center of all of that, soloing all the way through, you have a command, you have a presence that is so undeniable on this stage. And this stripped down version of you, you are just gorgeous. And what we've seen from where you started to where you are right now is beyond.
She did go a little bit more natural with the makeup, and you can tell.
Well, my dear, what can I add to that? Tonight you're gonna get the Pulitzer Prize for extraordinary storytelling. In fact, I just read a book called The Underground Railroad. You are the embodiment of the spirit of Cora. A woman that has, in spite of anything you throw at her,
Yes,
she's never
yes,
broken,
Frida.
and no one will ever break you, my dear.
First of all, I want to say that I'm sorry for all that you've been through with the cyberbullying. But tonight, what I saw on this floor, thanks to Val, your incredible choreography and vision for this dance, was healing. Not only for you, because obviously you've healed, but I saw you go to another level of healing as you progressed through the dance. And not only did you heal, you offered all of us healing, and I think at this moment in life, we could all use that. So I thank you for such a profound moment tonight again.
You know, I'm not really a big fan of contemporary and jazz. I'm an old fuddy-duddy ballroom and Latin guy. Let me say this first of all. Throughout that dance, you could have heard a pin drop from this whole audience. They were spellbound, and so was I.
So was I. You notice I didn't say nothing much of anything because I was just completely.
I've got nothing to say that can add to that. But I think the ultimate tribute in paddles is about to be bestowed. Let's see.
All right, let's see what you guys.
Carrie-Ann Inaba.
Well deserved.
Julianne Hough.
Is that another perfect? Because Bruno, you know, is giving a 10. Yes, second perfect score in a row.
So far, but no one can rely on judges' scores alone to get into the finals. You have to vote.
And of course, I have voted. So, oh gosh, I'm like trying to keep it together because, you know, you don't want to. That performance was everything. I mean, not just, you know, for the actual show, but I feel like it was just a testament to what black people are still going through to this day. You know, I mean, a lot of people like to say that racism is dead, or, you know, that nobody really experiences the same kind of racism. I mean, yeah, they do, and in different kinds of ways. You see how Normani went through it. This, you know, it may not have been, you know, as physically damaging, but it definitely, you know, damaged her emotionally and mentally. You can't imagine, if you're not, you know, somebody of a minority group, then you can't imagine being ridiculed and being belittled just because of the way that you were born, you know. So it definitely is a statement to what people of minorities go through, and especially black people. I mean, we have to hear it all the time. You know, people really dug into her deep, and it wasn't even over something that was that serious at all. You know, yeah, it was completely taken out of context, like she said. You know, all she did was take like a few seconds, and then she said that Camila was quirky. But that's what she is, and there is nothing wrong with being quirky. I mean, there are a whole bunch of quirky people. It doesn't make them like, you know, it's not a negative term to call somebody quirky. But of course, you know, people always like to run with everything that somebody says about Camila, because Camila's stands are just completely ridiculous. I mean, I have a couple of them on my channel right now who like to dig into me, calling me an OT4 stan and stuff, but I don't let them bother me. You know, I also don't let the people who call me ugly bother me. Like, there are a couple of people who have like been like, oh, I have to see his face again. I'm like, you don't have to watch my videos. You can just, you know, if somebody comments on your comment, if somebody replies to your comment, all you have to do is block that person or just mute the conversation altogether. I've done it. You know, it doesn't, you don't have to subject yourself to something that you don't like. And that's what, like, I really don't understand. You know, people, they like to leave like dirty comments on people's videos that just are hateful in by nature. You don't have to watch the video. If you know the video is about somebody you don't like, then you don't have to watch the video. I love the kind of the emotion. The emotion was everything, and I was about to like drop tears. Like it was heavy. It was really heavy, and of course, because I am a black man, and because I am black, and because I understand kind of, you know, what those kinds of things do happen. Have I experienced it myself? Not too much, or not knowingly, because I kind of just brush it off. If somebody says something a little bit, you know, a little bit racial, or somebody says something ignorant, I kind of just brush it off, and I'm like, okay, you feel that way, go ahead. But, you know, with someone else, it might not affect them the same way, or they might not be as emotionally controlled as maybe I am. I mean, you know, if I got hit as hard as she did, it would affect me. It would affect me a lot, yes. I haven't actually gotten it that bad, and luckily, because I surround myself with people who are, you know, who stay, I mean, for lack of a better word, who stay woke, and people who don't necessarily put it out on the forefront how they feel about people of other races. I've gotten feelings here and there, but it was never like something that would deeply affect me, or something that I would have to like go to the authorities about, or file charges or anything. And, you know, and Normani was really good about, you know, controlling, you know, how angry and upset she must have felt. You know, obviously she was, and I saw her interview on the TD Jakes show, and she went on that show and she spoke a little bit more about it, and yeah, she was upset. And so, you know, the best thing to do when you are in a type of situation like that is not to, you know, go and attack back. A lot of us want to clap back a lot of the times when things like this happen, but when it happens on that kind of a level, I feel like it is best to kind of subtract yourself from this, from the equation. Take yourself out of the situation. Kind of take a step back and let things mull over. And that's what she did. You know, she took a little time off of social media, and I'm so happy she's back now. But she did take a little time off of social media to kind of get things together. I do this early in the morning so that, and now he's going to start playing loud music, thinking that I'm not going to hear it and it's not going to be heard in this video. Like, what? Why does he have to put his music on full blast in such a small room? My room. Back to the dance. I am happy that she got a perfect score, because to me, I mean, that was perfect score worthy. And even though Len tried to say, you know, at least he knows he's an old fuddy-duddy, like he likes to say. Like, he knows he's an old fart, and that, that he honestly doesn't have any kind of, like, real qualms about anything contemporary. He's traditional, and this is contemporary. This is more like along the lines of the kind of dancing that she does with Fifth Harmony. And, you know, I wish that they would do something like this a little bit more, you know, with songs like No Way and like the more ballad tempo type songs. I wish that they would do song like choreography to those, and it would be kind of like this, like contemporary. It was beautiful. I love how, you know, she was the center of the, obviously she is the center of the dance, but I love that, you know, even Val, like, he wasn't too involved with it. Like, the other dancers kind of more surrounded her than Val did. And Val was, you know, he came obviously because he's her partner. He came and was kind of like, the healthy medium. When everybody else was around them, I wanted to say this the right way. When everybody else was around her, it was like she was being trapped. And when Val, when he came in, it was like she was free to do what she needed to do. And it was beautiful. The way that they, you know, they told a whole story. And I think it was Julianne who started off with that. You know, she told an entire story with just her dancing and the emotion that she displayed throughout the entire routine. There is nothing that you can say about this dance that was bad. And I want to see those people on those forums come on and say some crap. I want people to come on here and say some racially insensitive crap. I want to see it. I want to see it so that we can all just go off on them and tell them how ignorant they are. You know, this is the kind of performance that Dancing with the Stars needed. This is the kind of storytelling that they needed. You know, someone who's actually been through some pain and some sorrow, hurt and everything, you know, and who has become a better person because of it. You know, she's a lot stronger than she used to be because of that situation. And I just love the way that she turned it around for herself, because there are a lot of people who couldn't take all of that. There are a lot of people who would have probably ended things right then and there when they, especially with that picture that went up of her face on this you know, on this black person being hung. I mean, people are so insensitive now, and especially with the internet and everything. And I just feel like, you know, the fact that she was able to come up on top and she is still doing her thing, you know, she's still in the group, and she's making the album, and she's on Dancing with the Stars. She's doing all of these things, and I feel like, you know, she's gotten she's on another level now, and I'm so proud of her. And especially as a black person, I am very proud of her, because we don't see a lot of representation in the business like that. Like, I mean, yeah, we're starting to see them a little bit more now, but especially not dark-skinned, and especially not dark-skinned women. The fact that she is a dark-skinned girl, and her and Simone, like, I really tip my hat off to them, because they are both, you know, beautiful dark-skinned black women, and they both, you know, they are at the top of their game. They're doing their thing. Simone, you know, gold medalist in the Olympics, and just, you know, just radiant and everything and graceful. And Normani, she, you know, she has that power, that soul, and then she's also gentle at the same time. You know, there's just so much that I can say about her and about Simone, and just, they are just doing it. And the fact that they are pretty much leading this competition is just everything to me. You know, both of them are like kind of neck and neck, getting, you know, in the high 30s, and then Normani getting 2 perfect scores. I mean, they're really just doing it. They're doing it so well, and I'm just so happy for them. I'm happy for Normani and Val, and I'm happy that Val has like a partner that can really take him to the top. Because, you know, there's like, you know, obviously there's something about Normani that the judges really like. Otherwise, you know, she wouldn't have been getting these scores. And of course, the fans, and the fans really are, you know, the center point of all of this. The fact that she's still in the competition is thanks to the fans, thanks to the harmonizers, and of course the people who have come to like her on the show who weren't even fans of Fifth Harmony. I spoke to someone the other day. We got on the topic of Dancing with the Stars, and I was like, oh, who do you really like on the show? And he's like, you know, I really like, you know, Rashad, but I also really like Normani, the girl from Fifth Harmony. And I'm like, oh, you know, I like, you know, Normani too, and I've been voting for her. And he's like, yeah, I've been voting for her since like week 3. He said he wasn't voting for her at first, but then he started voting for her about week 3. And he just really liked the way that she danced and everything, and just how graceful, but like, you know, how like soulful but gentle she was. And he also said that like he never really even listened to Fifth Harmony. Like he's heard like Worth It and Work From Home, but he never really was a fan of Fifth Harmony. He didn't really care too much about them. But you know, he said that he started watching like them now. Like he he went back and he actually bought 727, and now he's a fan of Normani. And I was just like, you know, that's how this sort of a thing works. And I was saying this, I think a couple weeks back. I feel like it was like the week 5 or week 6. And I was saying that like it was important for Normani to get on this show for herself, not just for herself though, but also for Fifth Harmony, because Fifth Harmony, you know, again, they're still a group on the rise, and putting her on a show where there's a whole like plethora of different kinds of people watching from different walks of life and different age groups, it was important for her to get onto a show like this where she could actually be where she could actually become known, become more known. And then, of course, the group itself can become more known. The fact that they went on there and sang, you know, people now know more about Fifth Harmony. Yeah, they've been on there before. Yeah, they appeared on there when they, I think they performed Worth It, and then they performed All in My Head on Dancing with the Stars in seasons past. But this is the first time that one of their members has actually been on there, and we've actually been able to experience her journey on the show. And you know, people actually really care about them and about her and about the performances, and you know, it's amazing. But anyway, let me stop gushing over this. I mean, it was a very good performance, and it was a very emotional performance, and I am actually surprised I was able to hold the tears back. I was really trying to hold them back. But like I said before, you know, it's very difficult out here for us minority groups, you know, black people, Hispanics, Indian, Middle Eastern, you know, people of different faiths. That if you're not like the Protestant dominion, if you're not the Protestant majority, if you're like Muslim, Jewish, I mean, you get hit pretty hard with a lot of like insensitive crap, you know. And then of course in the LGBT community, if you're gay, you're bi, you're lesbian, if you're trans, you get hit very, very hard by people who just aren't ready or just don't want to accept the fact that you do exist and you are still a human being and you don't have a disease or a sickness that makes you that way. I really wish that we could just get this together, but I feel like it's really never going to happen. As long as you have some people who hate in this world, you're never really going to be over with it. And that's why I really can't stand it when people say things like racism is over, or, you know, oh, black people have rights now, so what, you know, what's the point of continuing to fight? Oh, women have rights now. Women, you know, they can have the same jobs as men. Yeah, but they still don't get paid the same amount most of the time, you know, and they still have to fight, and they still have to be ridiculed. Every single little thing they do, they are ridiculed. So, I mean, it's not over. It's not over, and, I mean, we're still working. It's still a work in progress. We are a lot better now than we were then, yes. You know, we're not still getting like mercilessly beaten and not being able to actually do anything about it. Yeah, we can fight back a lot more now than we used to, but the fact that we even still have to fight. But anyway, let me go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.